Welcome back, everyone, to I'm No Genius. As always, I'm Eli Bergen. I'm joined today by Grant Sherman. Grant, it's mano y mano today. How you doing?
Phenomenal, Eli. We're recording this on a Saturday. This is one of my favorite weekends of the year, because round three of the Masters is underway. I currently
Grant,
have
yeah.
you pulled up on half my screen, and I'm watching Scotty Scheffler play hole seven on the other half.
Grant, how are the Masters been going so far? I haven't been watching, so I've been, been a working man, got a lot of stuff to do. I'm a very busy person, not to be trifled with. How are they going so far?
Great. I mean, there's a bunch of likable people at the top. Everyone really likes DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Rose. He's finished second, I think, I don't know, a handful of times, but he's up there right
Yeah.
now, so it's good to see him up there, and it's going good. Great weather. Couldn't. Oh, I gotta get a charger before my MacBook dies.
Oh, dude, if your MacBook dies during this podcast, why don't we're just going to throw out legitimacy. People are going to think we're not legit, and we can't have that.
Can't have that. All of our listeners.
Can't have
Perfect.
it at all.
There we go.
Yeah, but I'm seeing right now on Twitter that Rory McIlroy is trending right now. Is he having a pretty good showcase?
Yeah, no. Today in particular, I think he's on hole six, and I think he either birdied or eagled the first five. Um, I don't know. A lot of people like him. I'm not the biggest Rory fan, so
Mm,
he wasn't one of the ones I mentioned. But yeah, he's up there too. He's actually in first place right now, but I really hope he falls apart.
yeah. Well, Grant, I love the idea of I love the concept of watching the Masters. It makes me feel like an adult, a respectable, tax-paying member of society, somebody who watches golf, cheers on the local sporting event and everything.
Hmm.
I don't know why I said local. It's nowhere near Ohio. But
Not close.
yeah, but I think particularly that I'm not good at golf myself.
Um, I think you actually have the greatest recorded clip out of all of us, though. So
I mean,
the internet, you were a great golfer.
yeah, according to YouTube, guys, once again, plug, plug, plug. We want that YouTube video. We're almost to 157 views. We're going to get there. But yeah, I sank like a 20-foot putt or something like that, 25-foot putt or something like that. But other than that, not very good showing that day. And the 2 years later, has not improved whatsoever. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
We'll have to do a part two of that video. That was fun, even though I did get frustrated
Yeah.
with the recording and me constantly hitting bad shots. But I'll be better prepared for it this time, and I'll be ready to go.
I
That was
think you
fun coming
you
back.
you were just a little bit flustered by the media attention, because you're a great golfer and everything, but you're kind of underground. And then you shove a camera in your face. You're like, guys, I'm in my element right now. You got to leave me be. But I wanted the content. So that's my bad. That's my bad.
I think the lights were a little bit too bright that day, but I did have a nice good shot or a nice few good shots, but I'll be more prepared for round two.
Yeah. Speaking of the lights being too bright, March Madness came to an end recently, and that's probably the biggest stage in college basketball right there. National champions for the Florida Gators. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, shout out Gators. I don't know what your personal take on it was. Everyone was very, ooh, my gosh. Sorry, again, watching golf. I don't know what your personal take on it was with it being four number ones in the final four, but personally, I enjoyed it. If you like dive super deep into the stats or whatever, do you know what Ken Palm is?
No,
Have you heard?
I'm not aware. No, no, no.
It's a bunch of like stats compiled into each other, and they rank teams with Ken Palm rankings. So since it's been around since the 1980s or something, and these four teams were four of the top 10 teams ever in Ken Palm rankings. So I don't know. People were upset that there wasn't like this big Cinderella story. I loved it. It was four of the greatest teams we've seen in a long time, and both of the final four games were awesome. The finals uh, was good. The ending was kind of underwhelming. Just they didn't get a shot off, but yeah, shout out the Florida Gators. Walter Clayton Jr. had a great tournament. So yeah, it was a great time. And then immediately into the Masters.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not like the whole like number ones in the Final Four and everything. I'm not opposed to that because the whole concept of March Madness and the college tournament in general, it's a win-win. if you see like the best, like the top seeded teams move on, then you're seeing the best athletes in the nation collegiately play against each other on the biggest stages and everything. But if you see some underdogs win as well, because again, it's March Madness, anybody can win, then you're also seeing them have kind of like a Cinderella story later on down the line. So it's a win-win for the fans.
Exactly. And no one wants to see I mean, it's fun to see like an NC State in the Final Four, like a St. Peter's in the Sweet 16, but then they get the shit beat out of them at some point. So like they're not going to win, and then it just causes a bad game. So it's fun to see the upsets for the first few rounds, but at least personally, and it sounds like you're on the same page. Towards the end of the tournament, you want to see the big dogs play, and that's kind of what we got this year. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great tournament. I'd just like to say I did win our friends bracket. I won my family bracket, and yeah. So I kind of cleaned up this year.
Yeah, just throw that in the mix. Yeah, but I don't know what place I finished. I think it was like sixth or maybe seventh, which we had 8 people in our league, which was
Mm.
not great. And
Oh, and I didn't even fill out their bracket. So
yeah. Was Colin number 8 and he didn't fill it out?
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, so again, not very good showing for Eli. I mean, you pick 7 seed Kansas to go to the Final Four and they lose in the first round. That kind of throws out most. I don't know why I did that to this day. I just had a feeling about Kansas this year.
My I don't know, you can call it chalk, you can call it whatever you want, but I did predict the Final Four correctly, even though it was all number one seeds. I played it safe, but hey, it worked out this year.
Did you do multiple brackets this year, or just stuck to the one?
Um, I I did one. I accidentally made another one, but it wasn't part of our league, so I just created another one and I didn't even touch the other one.
Gotcha.
But I
Well,
only really focus on this one this year.
I mean, still, that's pretty cool that you picked all the number ones and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, worked out once in a blue moon. Won't happen for another 20, 30 years, but I don't know, maybe it could with NIL. We'll see.
Do NIL. I mean, basically, like I have frequent conversations with my dad, my younger brother Luke, and my uncle Jeff, who's a frequent listener of the I'm No Genius podcast. I want to add that. Thank you for being a
Gotcha.
fan.
Thank you, bro.
He was the guy who had the I'm No Genius sweatshirt at the pumpkin show.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's how you guys know him. But yeah, we're all in a group chat together, and him and my dad have exchanged frequent text messages. Luke and I, we don't message a whole lot in the group chat, but like him and my dad always send us like updates on like, oh, this player's going here next year for NIL money or whatever. And they're just so like, at this point, just get the players under contracts and, make them sign like, 3-year deal, opt out, like, if you're a projected top 5 lottery pick or whatever,
Yeah.
something like that. Just get them under legal terms so you don't have players declaring declaring for the transfer portal 15 minutes after you lose the game. That's not what you want.
This is actually very big in the past 2 days. Have you seen anything about this Tennessee quarterback?
I have not.
Okay, so this guy, he'll be a junior, so three to whatever. When he was coming out of high school, he was the number one recruit in the nation.
Mm.
Hasn't really lived up to it. He's done okay. Like Tennessee is competitive in the
Yeah.
SEC, made the playoffs last year, got smacked by Ohio State. 2 days ago, it came out that he is sitting out of practice seeking a $4 million deal with Tennessee, and he's not going to play until they do so. And it sounds like Tennessee's administration and their coaches kind of put their foot down and like, nah, you can hit the portal. You're not bigger than our school. So, I mean, he's a good player, but it's good to see a school actually kind of put their foot down for once and like, we're not doing this. Like, you're good. You're a good player, but you can be replaced.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do they have like a pretty deep, depth chart in the quarterback position?
I mean, quarterback for the University of Tennessee is a pretty coveted job, I assume. So I'm sure that they'll be okay. But yeah, it was a uh, very different sight to see. Instead of like the school kind of scrambled to get this money together, they're like, no, we're not doing this. You're asking for too much, and you're not nearly this good.
Yeah, and Grant, we're kind of in the age with, collegiate sports and everything where they're bending over backwards for these players, trying to get them the NIL deals that they are asking for and everything. And not just like the top guys, but also like the second string guys and everything, the
Yep.
guys who are coming off the bench and everything. They want to secure all those spots. And I mean, look, OSU, we won the national championship. We beat the previously mentioned Tennessee in the playoffs, and it was amazing. But we also spent like $20 million on the roster. And it's just
Yeah.
like, I mean, at some point, that's gonna hurt us at some point, I feel like.
And it's, well, not only just for football, like it's kind of interesting to think about. So Ohio State in particular for historically has been pretty good all around. Like football, pretty dominant. Basketball is always competitive, but you think about like them and then some other schools, like are they going to be able to sustain that moving forward? Because you only have so much money to go around, and if you want your football team to be competitive, they're going to be asking for a lot of money. Um, so you kind of think if like there's maybe Big East schools who don't necessarily have football, they can just dedicate all that money towards basketball. So are they going to be better in the future? So I don't know. It'll be cool to see how it shakes out in the next 5 years.
I mean, the Big East is like that's like a basketball conference anyways.
Yeah.
Like they always have good teams, don't they? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, they're consistently good. But Grant, we're talking all about sports starting out, football season. The spring game is coming up for OSU, but other than that, we got a couple months till that. Baseball season is coming around. How's your Reds doing? You still are a Reds fan. You're still on the team with them.
Fortunately. We actually set a record already. So statistically, it's almost impossible to lose back-to-back games by a score of 1-0. The Cincinnati Reds lost three in a row by a score of 1-0. I think it's only been done one other time in the history of Major League Baseball, which has been around since the mid 1800s. So we can't hit, but our pitchers are also very good. So this is like the most frustrating baseball to watch because you got one half of your team putting in work, doing great. The other half just not really helping out. But I think we're still right around 500, so we'll be okay. Again, this doesn't matter right now. You gotta get into the postseason, and that's all we're shooting for. At that point, anyone can win.
Yeah, I mean, like baseball is just one of those sports. Like, for context, I played right field in sixth grade, and if you don't know where right field is, it's where they don't hit the ball ever. And I guess there's a lot of right-handed batters. They never hit in right field. So I wasn't the best on the sixth grade travel Tays Valley baseball team. But goodness gracious, I had heart and everything. And I swear, Shane Rose. You remember the time? Remember the time I caught a ball in the outfield as the last game of the season, and he says, "Eli, as soon as you caught that ball, there was like a rainbow going over like our field." And I was like, "I don't know if that's true, Shane, but I appreciate that." So,
It's a miracle.
yeah. But I'm in no place to judge anybody who's not performing well in the major league of baseball. So,
Yeah, I mean this just really makes me appreciate Ohio State football because they're just consistently good and watching the Bengals, the Reds, it's painful at times. Oh, but on a good note, Detroit Pistons made the playoffs. Unfortunately, we don't have Cam here. It was nice to see that $20 Venmo hit my account for once. And yeah, we're on to the playoffs, so we're looking ahead.
yeah, on last week's episode, we actually got an update in real time. It was like breaking news, and like it hit our the. It was almost like a trade deal just hit our phones, but like it was like we got a notification from Grant sends us a screenshot $20 from Cam Venmoing for Pistons making the playoffs, and Adam was like, "Sound the alarm, sound the alarm!" It happened and everything, and yeah, at this point if what's the deal again? Like if they win the finals, then it's like another 50 bucks in your pocket or what?
Yeah, so if they miss the playoffs, I owe Cam 20. If they make the playoffs, he owes me 20. If they win the NBA Finals, he owes me another 50. And if they win the in-season tournament, he owes me 100.
Why? So I may have asked Cam this, but I want your take on it as well. Why did you guys place so much importance and monetary value on the in-season tournament?
Because I don't have a good explanation. Who cares about the in-season tournament? This just makes it a little more interesting for us because it's not interesting for any of the viewers. So I don't know. It's also, I think I was the one who brought this up. I thought it'd be easier to win the in-season tournament. So I was like, you know what, maybe I can. But they made the playoffs finally. So we're not done yet. I mean, I don't. They're not ready for the finals yet, but it's good. It's good to see them playing well. We got some good pieces moving forward, so hopefully we can keep this up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad that you're at least experiencing some, level of enjoyment from sports at this time of the year. Some guy who's experiencing a lot of enjoyment from his football team right now is Adam, probably. He's got his quarterback back, Mr. Joe Flacco. The Browns
Yeah.
got him
Wow.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that signing. It's interesting. Yeah. Exciting time to be a Cleveland Browns fan, maybe.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, it's not every day you sign a 40-year-old free agent QB to lead you to success. So,
yeah. And did you see Deshaun Watson came out and said he can't wait to prove all of his haters wrong?
like in court or what?
I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, the Cleveland Browns. I think their Super Bowl is coming up. That's called the NFL Draft, where they constantly get a top three pick. So it'll be fun to see what they do with it this year.
Yeah, it's either going to lead them to success or not, and it's more likely not.
Won't,
So, yeah,
but
won't happen. But
yeah.
Grant, you're watching the Masters right now. We're talking a lot about golf. You plan on doing a lot of golf over the summer. We're in April right now. Where did the time go?
Where did it go? Yeah, I've been golfing since I think we got out there first round this. Well, actually, it wasn't even the calendar year. I did get out there Christmas. And then here and there, just kind of January, February, and we've been doing a lot of it recently. Um, been playing well. It's
That's
fun.
good. That's good. Yeah, who's your golfing buddies? Is it just Colin or anybody else joining you?
Colin, Kylie, who's actually a very, very good golfer now. Colin and Trent constantly call her out. The fact that she gets to hit from the red tees, they think it's not fair because she might be able to outdrive them at the normal tees. So they're like, yeah, that's not fair. But yeah, us, Bodie, yeah, I don't know. It's a fun group. It's always competitive when we do scrambles or any other games. So yeah.
Yeah, and golf season is ramping up right now. We're going into summer, and Grant, you're finishing up your last semester at OU. I mean, you were in the last couple of weeks here. How you feeling?
Um, it's a little bittersweet. I don't know. I'm excited for what's to come, but it's definitely sad. Made a lot of friendships, a lot of I mean that'll last a lifetime, but you're just not going to be able to text these people to go out and do something fun on a random Wednesday night anymore. So yeah, that's a little sad, but we got a few more weekends left here, so we're taking advantage of it. Um, I think I'm one of the few sober people currently on this campus. Right now is Palmer Fest, so a lot of people have been out drinking since. For the listeners, it's currently 4 p.m. They've been out since I think 8 a.m. So if you hear any bass in the background of my MacBook, I apologize. That's just from the rest of Athens, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then as for classes are going good. Got through midterms last week, went great. So I'm feeling, I wasn't necessarily doing bad in classes, but I feel relieved, less stress going into finals, knowing that I have a good spot to go off of. So yeah, I actually just got my cap and gown and all that in the mail. So I don't know, dude, we're almost there.
Almost there. Are you going to decorate your cap and gown at all, or just is that not your thing?
No, no, you know me. Very no. I'm gonna put the tassel on it and call it a day.
That's probably the best move, honestly. I feel like
You?
that's. And I did not. No, no,
Oh,
no. I didn't want you to think that either. So,
Okay.
but that's amazing. You're leaving OU with a quality education and making, some good friends that, again, going forward, you can't call them up and, schedule just, or not even schedule anything, just like go out on the town on a Wednesday night. And you can't do a podcast with all of them, or else we'd have like 40 hosts on the I'm No Genius podcast. And eventually it's just oversaturation, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
But I'm very happy for you. What's next in Grant's chapter?
So moving to Lewisburg, West Virginia, mid-July. Kylie will be going to med school there and currently just kind of reaching out to OU alumni who have ties to the area, different people just applying to jobs out there. So yeah, I'm excited, optimistic for what's to come.
Well, yeah, keep us updated and keep making appearances on the podcast. But I get it, guys, like we're getting older and everything. We're adults now, and uh I guess Cam, Adam, and Colin are more adult than us because they're getting married and everything, but they have commitments, and a lot of times they cannot be here to do this super fun podcast, and they have to be with their totally lame fiancés. I get it. But I'm not bitter at all. I'm not bitter at all. But I'm happy to have this conversation with you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Again, dude, I love doing this every week, even though it's kind of been tougher for me. Just this last semester has been, I switched majors and I'm still trying to get it done in 3 years. A lot of my friends this last semester is just kind of, you coast in, you're almost done graduating. I'm taking 18 credits and
Yeah.
working, actually not working anymore, which we can talk about. But it's just been tougher for me um, to make appearances. Just I've been really busy, but hopefully after graduation, I should be on pretty consistently from here on out.
Well, I'll hold you to that. But Grant, you say not working anymore. What's all that about? You filing for
Yeah.
unemployment?
Yeah, no, yeah, been unemployed. I think the episode where I talked about Oriza and how it wasn't going to be around much longer came out Monday or whatever, the Monday that released. Oriza Athens closed down for good the following Tuesday. So some are saying I had something to do with it.
Right.
Yeah, no. To them, I say, hope not. But no, I opened that Monday, got all the prep ready for the week. And then I got a call that Monday night from good friend Austin. I don't know if you met him before, anytime you've been down here.
Maybe once. Maybe once. I can't remember.
But he was our manager. He was like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know, Arise is going to be closing." So I just kind of assumed like, oh, like in the summer, like in a couple months coming up. He's like, "No, tomorrow." I was like, tomorrow, like we're like tomorrow morning. He's like, "Yeah, no, they're the whole management's coming down tomorrow to help take everything out of here." So yeah, I think Ariza, rest in peace, lasted about a year and a half here in Athens. Just wasn't built for it. Um, yeah, I don't know. That stinks. I really enjoyed working there. It was you gotta again got food.
Yeah.
It was a nice place.
I mean, yeah, people are firing off saying like, "Oh, Grant's comments, closed down Ariza," and you said maybe it has to do with the fact that it's right next to a Chipotle and it's also the fourth best, Asian food restaurant in Athens, something like that. Were those your words?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's better than a lot of the places, but it does the least. I mean, it does the least amount of business just because it was new and they just put it right in the middle of everything. So like, I liked it. It's just when you already have people who already go to all these other places, why would they try Horizon when it's relatively the same food? So
Did you
yeah,
guys did you guys try like a sign spinner or something to drum up business?
no, I kept asking. I was like, why don't we do anything like promotions like basketball games or anything, or why don't we just go hand out free stuff? Um, for a little while there, they did buy one get one free bowl on Sundays. So I mean that kind of got a little more people in the door, but that didn't last that long. I don't know. It's it's sad to see. I was only working there a few days a week. I feel bad for the people who actually were working there,
Yeah.
and they had no notice. But hopefully they got like severance pay or something so that they could kind of get back on their feet.
Yeah, you talked about applying for jobs earlier. Will Oriza go on the resume as your work experience?
Nah, I don't think it's going on the LinkedIn. No, I think we can leave that one off.
It's like, what happened at Ariza? It says you only worked here for, a couple of months. Well, it collapsed under the pressure of the modern economy, and just blame like Trump tariffs or something like that.
Yeah,
Just like
no, yeah,
they'll eat that up. So
105% tariffs on China because
yeah,
of
yeah, but
I was saying it's my fault. Was there for 2 months and closed pretty quick after I started, but
yeah, Grant, take it from a guy who's had 17 jobs in his life. You really only need top three on your resume. So just replace Ariza with like something that you were there for 3 months, and it'll be better by comparison.
I'm to that point already. I've worked at a few couple food establishments, few golf courses, internships. So yeah, I don't think Horizon will be going on the LinkedIn, but I did enjoy my time there. Great people, awesome people. Which again, I'm sad I won't get to work with anymore. But
Yeah.
see them
Well,
around. I think some of them are coming over later tonight. So
yeah. Speaking of LinkedIn, I hit my 1 year anniversary since I put news reporter in Dayton in my LinkedIn. So
oh
not my 1 year anniversary being a news reporter, but since I put it in, like
yeah,
I had the job by then, I just didn't start yet. And I just said, no, I'm just gonna put it in the LinkedIn. I'm just gonna call my shot ahead of time. And so people been messaging me saying, "Hey, congrats on the 1 year. Congrats on, like your 1 year work anniversary. What's it like, being a news reporter after 1 year?" And I feel like a fraud right now because I still have a good 2.5 weeks left until my 1 year actually happens.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
that's where
no,
I'm
I
at.
mean you have the job now. It's okay. You're good.
Yeah, what's a couple of weeks, anyways? Anyways, something that's coming up in a couple of weeks is, as I said before, Adam is getting married, and his bachelor party is going to be at the end of April. Grant, do you have something going on at the end of April around that time period for Adam's bachelor party?
Do I? Oh yeah, I do actually. So Adam's bachelor party, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. We're leaving. I don't know how long we'll be there on Sunday,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna miss Friday, um, because Saturday morning, me and Colin will both miss Friday. We have our half marathon we're running. So we didn't realize this when we were planning this. I think we actually just got it planned maybe a week ago or something. Um, Adam's bachelor party, but.
Right.
So yeah, um, we will be there Saturday night. We may not be that fun. We may just be tired and sore, but we're gonna try to uh, be energized and hopefully take a nap on the way up or something. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna drive up together and. But yeah, we very excited for the half marathon we have coming up. I can't speak for Colin, but I know personally I feel much more prepared going into this one. Um, I'm gonna get it out here now. I will not be beating Cam's time because that's an absurd time. I think he ran a hour and 42 minutes. I think the pace I'm shooting for is about hour and 50, which is 10 minutes faster than what I ran last year. So that's the goal. I did one of my longest runs this training, whatever. I did that yesterday. I ran 8 miles in 62 minutes, which is like
Mhm.
a 7:47 pace for 8 miles. I feel good today. I'm not like sore or anything. Last year I did my half marathon and I was like actually hurt for probably 3 weeks. Like I think I pulled some stuff. But I feel a lot better, running farther and better time. So I'm excited. It's actually 2 weeks from we're recording on a Saturday, so it's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, well, Grant, I'm very excited for you as well. Very hyped up. You're going to be running this half marathon. Unfortunately, I will be at Adam's bachelor party supporting my friend getting married before his, one of the biggest days of his life. Just that's just me though. But just so you know, like, just so you feel some sort of comfort while you're running this half marathon, I will be thinking about you guys while we're up in Cleveland, golfing or boating or seeing a Cleveland Cavaliers game or one of the other 27 events that Connor Russell has planned for this bachelor trip, which again is happening over 3 days, 2 nights. That's it.
Little over 48 hours. Yeah, I don't know what all you guys will be doing, but it sounds like a lot of fun. Last year I started calling people. Last year I started calling people during my half marathon because it can get boring after a while just running for a long time. So I'll definitely call into you guys and see what's up and see how you guys are doing.
Yeah, dude, film it. Film it for like, we need content for social media, dude. Like
Maybe.
do like the one thing that I saw this guy who lined up for can't remember if it was like a half marathon or a 5K or whatever. He lined up and basically sprinted the first 400 meters and like everybody like left everybody else in the dust. And then after like as soon as he had 400 meters, he like bent over and started like throwing up and everybody started passing him and everything. And all the people in the comments basically said, nobody's going to remember who won that race, but they are going to remember the guy who shot out of the cannon for the first 400 meters.
At one point, he was in first place. So,
That's something, but like that's the thing. He lined up amongst the other people who were like seriously taking this thing seriously, like just so he could get that first place spot right out of the gate. And you got to give it up for him. You got to give him claps for that.
there, I I appreciate running so much more now than I always thought it was tough, but now it's like the pacing, the timing, like you don't want to go too fast to start to you don't want to burn yourself out, but you when you finish, you don't want to have any more in the tank. Days leading up to it, you have to kind of taper off training, like you don't want to run super hard. Just kind of like your diet going into it, just making sure you have like enough carbs and everything. So yeah, that's all gonna happen. I have like another week where I can run kind of hard, and then after that, I kind of have to slow down and just let my body recover, so I'll be good.
Yeah, Grant, you're preaching to the choir right here. I mean, you and I, we were both a couple athletic specimens. We run for days, DAYZ, and we're just units at this point. Our cardiovascular system is a well-oiled machine, and we're just sprinting while everybody else is playing checkers. I think that's the phrase that people are using nowadays.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. No, no, in all seriousness, I run mile. I run mile at a mile time, like mile at a time, 7 minutes, 8.5 minutes, step off. I am done after that. So,
How fast do you think you could run a mile right now?
hmm,
What was your so like back during middle school when we used to when we used to have to run the miles? What was your fastest one?
my fastest time in middle school was like I don't know, like 7.5 or something. But my fastest time ever, like right before senior year of football, that's when we did like all those at-home workouts and everything. Weber, our football coach, who was kind of insane, he wanted the tight ends to be able to run a 6:45 mile. And I said, that will not happen, Weber. And he goes, then you're not playing tight end. And I say, the heck I am not. I most certainly am. But anyways, yeah, I ran a 6:42 before senior year, so I rose to the occasion. But it what like the funny story is that I didn't hit my goal week one, so I had to come back week two and do it again. I ran like a 6:47 week one, and then had to come back run 6:42 the next week. I just need that little push and everything. But yeah, that's the fastest time right now, and that's the fastest time back then. Right now, nowhere close to that. I think I'm running about 8.5, maybe on a good day. So that's where I'm at.
Very, very good. The 642 is very impressive. You ever think you'll get back into running? Maybe? Or get into running?
Yeah, Grant, I do think about it, but that's as far as the process goes. The thought process will never be put into action. I want to make that clear. Like I can think about doing, crunches. I'm not going to do that. Like I can think about it all I want, but it's just not going to happen. It's not in the cards.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I used to think it was the dumbest thing ever. Why would you punish yourself? Why would you do that for that long? Um, and even last year when I was running, I didn't train that hard last year. I just kind of went into it. But it's kind of fun and it's therapeutic at times. You just kind of run and just don't think about anything. You think about, wow, this stinks. But then you feel very, very rewarded at the end when you're like, wow, I did that. So I don't know if you're ever looking for a new hobby, maybe do what Forrest Gump did and just start running.
Just start running.
Yeah.
But yeah, running. Yeah, I mean, maybe I do need a new hobby after, like working, for a news station and then doing a podcast and then doing music on the side and then, mowing my parents' grass on the weekends. Maybe I do just there's just too many hours in the day that I'm just not doing stuff. I feel like I need a hobby at this point. So,
Well, yeah, no, you make a good point there. But
yeah.
yeah, if you ever do find free time, and yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Grant. I think you're taking the good cop approach to what David Goggins does. Like he would just start yelling at me, just saying, "Go to the gym and just start running." Like you're just like, "Hey, I mean, like it's fun if you want to try it. It's fun if you want to try it." He's just like, "Stay hard, you go." But that's different approach, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how many people that approach actually works for. Um,
Work for him. Like
uh,
he lost like 200 pounds, so it worked for him.
well, I guess, yeah, good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
Oh,
good for him. I think that's a good place to wrap it up, Grant. Grant, we talked about a lot of stuff today, a lot of sports. We're from a couple of, world-class athletes right here. What do you got for the yeah, specimens? What advice do you have for the viewers? What life lesson do you have for them?
uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I not to sound cliche, but I used to think running was dumb. Um, don't be afraid to try new things because I kind of enjoy it now, and I'm looking forward to this half marathon and then maybe do a few more coming up after that. So, um, don't put yourself in a box, and if there's something that kind of scares you that also seems interesting, maybe give it a shot. You
Yeah.
only
Yeah, I'm just going to second exactly what you said right there, Grant. Whether you are a right fielder in baseball or your golf swing looks like a dying chicken, or whether you can't run or you can't run fast because your foot calluses hurt afterwards. Guys, just do it more and get better and stay hard. David Goggins, right there. From everyone here at Nine Genius, I'm Eli, and he's Grant. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
Everybody loves